I need to do an update segment to this. An update to a video that I put out a couple days ago, a pre-recorded video I made on the Pyrocynical French girl interview that dropped. KEEMSTAR decided he would finally drop the Pyrocynical French girl interview, and boy, did he fuck this one up. Because, you know, he recorded this interview back in December, but then he just held on to it for some reason. He just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna hold on to this and just, you know, wait. Just wait. And the reason why he said he was gonna wait is because he wanted to see what Pyrocynical would say publicly. See if Pyrocynical would just leak out a little bit of information, lie a little bit, so KEEMSTAR could pull out the receipts that he has and be like, hey, this you? I got you saying this right here, and you said this over here. So he waited to drop this interview because he wanted to see if Pyrocynical would open up a little bit, speak a little bit, and say something that was a lie. So KEEMSTAR waits he waits so long to come out with this thing. Alright, he waits so long to come out with this thing. Then he finally drops it. And so we're listening to the interview, and I did my analysis on what was it, Wednesday, Thursday? One of those days I did my analysis on it. You can go check it out. That was my initial take. And I listened to it, and I'm thinking, okay, the Pyro French girl stuff, the only thing that's bad about that, alright, they weren't sexual. The flirting was like barely flirting. They e-dated for 2 weeks. The only thing that I find sus about it is the age difference, alright? 14, 18. She was 14, he was 18, alright? It's not something I'm gonna lose sleep over. That being said, alright, I've defended 18, 15. I've defended freshman in high school to senior in high school, alright? I've defended these. 14, 18, I mean, I'm pretty sure that is freshman, senior in high school, minus, of course, the dynamic. Still, though, we're getting into an age gap that is a little bit strange. So I find it sus. I find Pyrocynical himself to be quite sus. I'd never want to meet this guy or talk to this guy. I want to steer clear of Pyrocynical. I want to be clear here. Of all the crimes he's been accused of, you know, grooming, pedophilia, stuff like that, he's innocent of all that shit, all right? I just find the guy personally weird. I find the inconsistencies in the story, I find those to be a little bit interesting. I want to know who is telling the truth, because the French girl story definitely differed from Pyrocynical's explanation on Reddit 4 years ago. So I want to figure out who's lying there. I want to know more, all right? I want to know more. But here's the thing, all right? Pyrocynical, he's pretty much off the hook. The big bombshell that was dropped in that interview was the Ancient Reality drop. Now remember, you guys probably don't know who Ancient Reality is, but he was a MLG sort of meme YouTuber, and he was a big deal in the commentary community, in the very early commentary community back in, what was it? Back in, like, I mean, you can just look at the dates of the video. It was like spring 2016. When was this last video uploaded? June 23rd, 2016. This guy was around, all right? And I didn't know the name, all right? When they talked about Ancient Reality in the interview, I forgot the fucking, like, I was like, Ancient Reality? This is like a completely new person. Then I started watching the videos on his channel. I'm like, fuck, dude, I remember this guy. I used to watch this guy all the time back in 2015, 2016. Well, you can see now his channel. He's been AFK, supposedly, for 4 years. He's completely blanked out his profile picture, hidden his sub count. But of course, like I pointed out in the video that I did, just to remind you guys, a little something on Social Blade. You check his channel, January 18th, suddenly 10 million views worth of videos are deleted. Interesting. How long ago? Can we figure out when that Twitter account was taken out? Because people were saying 2018. I'm assuming it was just Ancient Reality. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of live research. Why not? Oh shit, wait. January 14th, 2021? Okay. So 2 months ago, the account gets deleted. I don't think it had tweeted since 2018. But yeah, 2 months ago, the account got deleted. So somebody writes Dolan Dark after the French girl interview comes out. Dude, what the fuck did you actually know about a 23-year-old fucking a 14-year-old child and did nothing about it? Please get Pyro and the gang to respond, because this is really fucked up. Dolan writes back, of course I didn't know. Who the fuck would stand by and let that happen? No one knew about the extent of the situation. The guy involved, Ancient Reality, covered it up and then lied about it when confronted. I only found out about what he did to her a few months ago. And when he was confronted about it, he completely denied it. And then shortly after, he removed everyone and deleted any contact anyone had with him. 3 months ago. When did his Twitter account get deleted? About 2 months ago. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So Dolan Dark's coming out here saying that he had no idea. And so I read this response initially. I was like, okay, all right. Seems to be a fair response. Well, then all of a sudden, the day after the French girl interview comes out, suddenly the French girl herself starts tweeting. And this is, by the way, if you're wondering if this is her account, all right? There's no question about it. So somebody writes me on Twitter, yeah, same here. After hearing that interview, I'm suspect of Pyro, but want to know more about the ancient reality guy. By the way, that's kind of my take as well. I don't really care about, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really care about Pyrocynical anymore. Now my attention has been focused on this other guy. And that seems to be the overall take. And I'll get into that in just a second. So she writes, Pyro never hurt me ever. Ancient reality was the biggest piece of crap ever to me, though, and ruined a big part of my life. She then writes, Pyro and Dolan didn't know about the abusive side of what ancient reality did to me, so they aren't to be hated at all. Both were sweet and still are with me. Keem is obviously trying to feed hate towards Pyro for no fucking reason. She then writes, indeed, he didn't know. Don't blame him, talking about Dolan Dark, because he wasn't aware at all. No one did, because ancient reality forced me to deactivate and I wasn't allowed to speak to anyone. If anything made him mad, he threatened me with self-harm and suicide. Here's another tweet. Somebody writing to KEEMSTAR, still waiting on the proof. Typically, people who make claims like these have proof to back up, so can you provide evidence before falsely accusing people? Again, it's getting old. She writes, watch your mouth. I do have proof, but wait for someone who actually cared to release an amazing video soon. KEEMSTAR sucks. KEEMSTAR sucks. So obviously, you know, in the interview, she mentions that she trusts KEEMSTAR. Well, we can see very clearly now that trust is no longer there from her side. She has completely, seemingly disavowed the interview. She's made perfectly clear that Pyro and Dolan are not to be blamed. It's specifically just ancient reality, obviously, the perpetrator, the rapist, the pedophile, allegedly. And more information is coming out soon in an amazing video. Now, my only question here is that in the interview itself, KEEMSTAR asked her, could Pyro have stopped this? And her response was yes.
Said, look, I know this girl's age. This relationship is going on. He could have put a stop to it like I put a stop to you and Pyro's relationship before it got to a point of statutory rape. Is that a true statement?
Yeah.
Now, 3 months later, it seems that she's changed her mind. So I just want to point that out there. So that is your update to the story, and I have so much more that I want to really delve into, and maybe we'll do a little bit more of that tonight. But there's your update, all right? The French girls come out, Dolan's come out, and it seems like what our conclusions were on Thursday, or whenever the interview first came out, now more clarification has been given, and all the focus has been driven to ancient reality, like it probably should. As a matter of fact, I think I made a tweet summarizing my thoughts on this. Let me see if I can find it. KEEMSTAR weaponizing this interview against Pyro specifically was such a brain-dead move because now no one actually cares about the accusations, which I find to be quite interesting, those being against ancient reality. Now they just care about the attack on Pyro, which was nothing remarkable. What did KEEMSTAR market this as? This was the Pyrocynical girl interview. Well, all the information that came out on Pyrocynical was absolutely, like I put it here, nothing remarkable. He E-dated somebody who was 14 while he was 18 for 2 weeks. Nothing sexual happened. No nudes were sent. The flirting was just, you know, oh, you're really cool. Oh, I really like talking. If that even counts as flirting. Nothing happened. And yeah, don't get me wrong, all right? Pyrocynical, 14, 18, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But hey, all right, when it comes to the accusations, grooming so far has been unproven. Certainly pedophilia, although I don't think anybody seriously was arguing that he was a pedophile. Certainly nobody that mattered. I don't know, dude. I just feel like this interview being marketed as like, you know, the Pyrocynical allegations. Oh, and by the way, this ancient reality guy did, but Pyrocynical, that interview drops. Well, now people are looking at this interview, they're listening to it, and they're like, okay, all right, I'm here for the big damning dirt on Pyrocynical. They listen to it, and there's nothing there. They hear big damning shit about ancient reality, assuming they even got that far into the interview, but that wasn't what it was marketed as. This was the Pyrocynical interview. So everybody's listening to this, they're hearing nothing about Pyrocynical, and they're just like, okay, so what? I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares about ancient reality? Most people that watch that probably don't even understand what was going on, because that's not what it was marketed as. So fuck KEEMSTAR. That's my take on that whole interview, and that's your update to the story.